So what is a Spirit-led life? First, we have to have a Spirit-led mind. That's Romans 7 describes it. By the way, Romans 7. You know, I wrote in my Bible, right next to Romans 7, these words. Let me get to it. Romans 7. Remember how we title everything and apply it? I wrote in my Bible. Romans 7 are the marks of a mature believer: spiritual insight, brokenness, contrition, and humility. No trust in your own goodness. What does Paul say in Romans 7? What I would do, I don't do. And what I don't want to do, I do. O wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of flesh? Who wrote that? Paul. When did he write it? At the height of his second missionary journey, when he's writing epistles, and the greatest epistle of all, Romans. And what he said is, Paul said, I've got to present myself back to God so I can have a Spirit-led mind, because I was born with this flesh. Did you know our flesh is with us till we die? That's why the great thing is this body cannot go to heaven like it is. It's either got to die or be changed in the moment, in the twinkling of the eye at the rapture. But for most of us, it just has to die. And throughout all of human history, Christians have dealt with their flesh till they die. But guess what? I'll show you a graph. Youth pastor always was showing the kids. I said there should be a decreasing frequency of sin in your life and an increasing frequency of righteousness. What's that called? That crossover from an increase of righteousness and a decrease of sin. It's called sanctification. And that's what Paul said. The Spirit sanctifies me. That's what Galatians 5 is about, Ephesians 5, and Colossians 3. So a Spirit-led mind leads to Spirit-ruled emotions. When we surrender our emotions to the Lord, He brings out the fruit of the Spirit. And that leads us, see, our mind and our emotions direct our body, what our body's going to do. And we deny ungodliness, we avoid sin, we focus on God and serving. But the opposite is true. What is flesh-led living? Well, we have a flesh-driven body. We're restless, we're undisciplined, we're appetite-driven, whatever we're hungry for. We're filled with lust, we're never satisfied, and we're defeated by sins. That's what a fleshly person is. And there are some in this room. Did you know you know how I know? Because a cross-section of us in this room is what we saw in the 7 churches. There are Ephesians here. Some of you love the Lord less today than you used to at some point in your life. There are some of you that are struggling with fear, like the Smyrnans. There are some of you that are like Pergamos. You're playing with sin. You're playing with sin. You're just coming in and jumping back out. You know it's wrong. Some of you are like the Thyatirans. You're not playing. You're in the game. And maybe nobody knows but God and you, but you're in the game of sin. Some of you are like the Sardis believers. They were not operating. They're kind of like catatonic, paralyzed. They don't act like Christians. In fact, they don't even care. Some of you are like the Philadelphians. I've met you. When I come out, I try and talk on the breaks and before and after class. Some of you, as soon as I talk to you, you're so excited. It comes out. I'm going to go, I want to be a missionary. I want to do this. I'm going to be in Christian worship leader. I'm going to help, I'm going to work in this nursing home environment so I can share the gospel. I'm going to be a therapist so I can have hands-on with people, and I've got to find a good local church to be a part of. And some of you you're showing me what you're finding in the Bible. You're just so Philadelphian. And then there are the Laodiceans in this room. You know it all. Grew up in the church. You already know those verses. You don't need anything. You're going to have a good career, good job, good clothes, good car, good man, good woman, whatever, good house. You don't need God. But your parents are making you come here, or what? I don't know how you got here. Flesh-driven. All of those types of Christians are here. Flesh-driven emotions, volatile, lethargic, anxious, angry, troubled, distracted, impure. A spirit-quenched mind. You have no stability, no boldness, no insights, no hunger, no joy, no aimlessness, no confidence, just empty.